Hello everyone, and welcome to my solo RPG channel. Today, we're looking at Wrath and Glory and going through a couple of combat examples. It's been a while since we've had a look at Wrath and Glory. I did create a couple of characters a while ago, and I've got some completely different characters here today. I have Yvette, a Sister of Battle, Bill, a Imperial Guardsman, and Gaius, a Space Marine. They are all, I'm pretty sure, tier 3. Bill, you're tier 3. Yes, you are tier 3. And I have them open in Roll20 to just handle the rolling for me. I've set them all up. I've got the character sheets off on another screen, which we won't be showing. There's just a little bit too much going on with all the different character sheets. I don't really have them in a format that I think really works. I feel like I'd want to do custom sheets for the stream in order to make that work. But what I do have is a cheat sheet I've put together with the things that you would have to look up in the rules. Right? What are different difficulty numbers, how things work, really, really simply. Wouldn't help you if you hadn't read the rules yourself, but should be good to just use as a reference for the little things that we're going to need to look up. So, the way combat works, we're going to, with our 3 different people, I feel like we're going to have a little battle royale, maybe a little tournament. We'll go Yvette versus Gaius first, the Space Marine versus the Sister of Battle. They're both tier 3, and we will roll off to see who goes first. We'll roll initiative. You're not supposed to roll initiative. This is not really built as a PvP game. You're basically supposed to just agree on who would go first according to what's happening in the narrative. I've seen you and I'm shooting first. I've told the GM I'm shooting first, so therefore we're going first. Or they've surprised us, and so they'll go first. And then you're supposed to go through, just take turns. Player turn, GM turn, player turn, GM turn, player turn, GM turn. But they do have this initiative stat. And if you... It's used actually as an attribute, unlike most other games. So I think I'm using this, is it weapon skill initiative to hit with a ranged weapon? Anyway. We've got, let's put them a little bit further away. I don't know how many squares that is, and I don't really care. They're sort of equally matched as, a Space Marine and a Sister of Battle can be. So let's see how this goes. We will roll initiative to start with, just because this is how we do it, and that is how they do it in the rules too. So... Gaius, test, initiative, icons roll 3. Now, the way this works, I actually have to check it. Let's roll initiative for Yvette. Icons rolled 1. So, the way a dice roll works in this system, you get your attribute and your skill, you add them together, and that is a dice pool. That is a number of d6s that you have to roll. Anything above a 4 is a success or an icon. A 6 counts as 2 successes or 2 icons, or an exalted icon, depending on what you're wanting to call it in that moment. You also get a wrath die. The wrath die is a success. Hang on. So Yvette rolled... see, this is annoying. So Yvette's got 2 successes. 1 is on the wrath die. And I've got to check to make sure that none of them are 6s, because that would then be 2, because it doesn't actually work that out for me, unfortunately. Gaius rolled 3 successes and a failure on the wrath die. I have to check the wrath die, because the wrath die could add a narrative complication if I roll a 1, or it could give me extra resources such as glory, which I'm not worrying about right now, because we're just wanting to look at the how this works. We're starting at 0 glory. Maybe I should be trying to track glory and try to track wrath as well. We start at 2 wrath and 0 glory, and they're resources that we can use to make things happen in the game as we go along. But with this, Gaius will be going first. So, Gaius is a space marine, a tactical space marine of the Salamanders chapter. He has a move of 7, I believe. I haven't put it in, but his speed is 7 because he's a space marine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And having moved 7, he does still get to shoot. Now, he's got a bolt gun. It is brutal and rapid fire and has a range of 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which means that she is indeed in short range. We can check to see what brutal and rapid fire do in my rapid fire. Okay. Why is that all highlighted? Rapid fire at short range plus X damage dice, extra damage dice. So it is rapid fire 2. She is in short range, so that's an extra 2 damage dice on a hit. And it is brutal, which changes how the dice work for damage. So he is going to take a shot at Yvette. Oh, I've moved Yvette. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not that it really matters, I guess. They're just changing distance between them. The distance between them will be the same, is what I'm trying to say. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he's in short range, so he's just going to roll the hit. I don't have any bonus dice. Do I get 1 for being in short range? I think I get a bonus die for being in short range. I should be able to check that in here. Short range. +1 to attack. Yep. So we can roll this and see what we got. So with this, we have apparently 1 icon on the Wrath die and 3 icons in here, but that's actually 3 out of 4 or above. The 6, it's showing green because we did get a 6, but it's not a crit. It is 2 icons. So there's actually 4, 5 icons. Now, Yvette has a defense of 3, which means that this goes through and will hit her. The bolter, the bolt gun, has 10 damage +1 ED. It is rapid fire. Rapid fire 2, so he's going to get 2 extra bonus dice for that. And there's nothing else that he gets to send across. So we're just going to roll a damage roll. And I have done that right. I just thought I did that on Yvette as opposed to on Gaius. Rolls damage with bolt gun, brutal, rapid fire 2, 3d6, 1 icon. So that is a total of 11 damage. Her resilience or her armor value, whatever, it's her resilience. The armor value is 5 because she has power armor on. Her resilience is 11, so she will take 0 wounds. It is now her turn, and she has a couple of bolt pistols. And she's actually quite happy to just sit there. Now, I have actually done her up as, in order to bring her to tier 3, I've had to spend a whole lot of extra experience on her. So she is a little bit better than a standard sister from the book. She does have the dual wield talent, which makes her better at shooting 2 guns at once, which essentially is going to mean... So yeah, her the penalty for using a multi-weapon attack is reduced by 2 for what we're doing. So a multi-weapon attack would usually be +2 difficulty for each shot, but that dual wield will negate that. So we get to shoot bolt gun twice. It has a range of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. She's going to stay where she is, and she's going to do it at normal range. So there won't be any penalties, but there also won't be any, what's it called? Penalties for her. So she's going to make 2 attacks. With very similar results. So here it says that she got 3. Make sure that isn't a 1. It should say if it's a 1. It should go red if it's a 1. So she's got 3 icons registered here, but 2 of them are 6s. So checking those numbers, there's a 4 and then 2 6s. So that's actually for 5 icons. And on this one, it is a 5, a 4, and a 6. So that's 4 successes or 4 icons. Gaius has a defensive 4. Oh, it was I was looking at the wrong stats. Yvette has a defensive 3. Gaius has a defensive 4. So that might not have changed. Oh, that would have changed it. I could have gotten an extra damage die. Oh well. We're just gonna move on. So it's 4. Oh, it's 5 and 5 because the second attack has Wrath Die result. Either way, we're going to hit him. So we're hitting him twice. We don't get any extra damage dice. So we're just going to roll straight damage for both of these attacks. Ooh, so we've gotten lucky. Bolt pistols only have, and we've gotten lucky for both of them. Bolt pistols only have 1 extra damage die. So it's rolled that 1 extra damage die, and we've gotten a 6 on both rolls, which is good because Gaius has a resilience of 10 because of his power armor which has an armor value of 5. Resilience of 10. We take the 10 away from the bolter damage. Bolter damage is 10 plus 1 ED. So because we've got 6s, that's 2 icons on the damage dice, resulting in 2 damage, which result in 12 damage per shot, and which means that we're actually going to get 4 damage through, because 12 on the first shot minus 10 is 2, and the second shot, 12 minus 10 is 2, so he's going to take 4 damage and is thus wounded. And she is going to stay where she is. So Gaius, taking his turn again, is, can I charge? Yes. He is going to charge Yvette, which gives him the take a full round action to run, which is a simple action. It's essentially a double speed move. She's only 8 away, so he is in range. Should have moved her forward. And he will get +1 to attack. So he is going to attack her with his Astartes combat knife. They are reliable. What does reliable mean? Ignore the first complication each scene, +1 die to repair and maintain. We're not doing any of those things, so we don't have to worry about that for the moment. He will get +1 to hit, and that is it, I believe. So he will take that attack and get quite a few results. 1 on the Wrath die, not Wrath die. I keep calling it the Wrath die. It's not the Wrath die, it is the Wrath die. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 4 5s, a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's good. So that well exceeds her defensive 3, but we've only got 1 exalted die, which is the 6. The exalted die can either count as 2 successes, or if it would hit without doing that, he can shift that success into something else. In this case, shifting the success, he can either shift it into damage or shift it into glory, I believe. I don't want to worry about glory right now. We'll shift it into damage, so he will get 1 extra damage die on that attack. He's getting that. I've got that set up, and we get to roll for that. And I roll 1. Unfortunately, the die roll doesn't actually say anything about the rest of the damage score. So an Adeptus Astartes combat knife does a damage of strength +3, +2 extra damage dice, apparently. So that is 10 in his case, +3 extra damage dice, +2 extra damage dice, +1 bonus die. We've gotten 1 success there, so that's a total of 11 damage. And hang on a second. I think that Yvette should have taken... and also, when you're wounded, where is the wounded thing? +1 DN for all tests. Okay, so that doesn't matter. That hasn't, because they should both be wounded. Yvette, I think I said before that Yvette had a resilience of 11. How much damage did Gaius do? Am I just getting everything wrong? Yes. Gaius should have actually done 1 damage to her last time and 1 damage to her this time. So they're both now wounded. Yvette, it is Yvette's turn now. She is going to drop one of her bolt pistols and pull out her power sword. How did I get her a power sword? I apparently got her a power sword. I did do it legitimately. It might have been through one of the things that you have to do when you're leveling up through the different tiers in the game. Bringing her from tier 2 to tier 3. I had to do a... can't remember what it's called now. And I haven't listed it in a way that is quickly recognizable from the progression tab. But you have to advance people through the ranks, and getting them doing that will get them some advantages and maybe some interesting disadvantages. So that might be where her power sword has come from. Or maybe I legitimately rolled for it. I can't remember. In any case, she apparently has a power sword, so she's going to attack him with that. Doing a power sword has the parry thing. Oh, her defense goes up by 1 as well. So her defense is now 4 in close combat because she's got a parry weapon. But that doesn't matter because Gaius rolled like 6 or 7 or something. 7. Yeah, 5 still would have hit, so still got the thing. Yeah, that's all okay. Everything is above board. So she's going to attack with the bolt pistol and the power sword. She can do that. You can fire a pistol into melee. Ah, shit, I have done damage wrong. Bolt pistol damage. 6. No, he took 4 damage. That's fine. That worked out. Gaius, however, his attack was a 5, so that would have done 1 extra damage. No, it's not a brutal attack. The first one, however, was with a bolt gun. The first attack would have done extra damage. So the first attack was with a bolt gun, which is brutal. He rolled a 5 on his damage die, the one that actually did damage. So that would have done 2 damage instead of 1, which brought it to 12. She has a resistance of 10. She would have lost 2 wounds. Or taken 2 wounds. So, now that I'm getting everything... sorry that I'm getting everything so confused. There are quite a few moving pieces, apparently, that I have to remember. In any case, firing into melee is a +1 difficulty, but doing it at short range. Pistols in melee. The target gains 2 defense for the shot. Okay. But it's at short range, so it's +1 to attack. +1 to attack, but +2 to defense. So the defense for this shot is going to be 6. I need 6. I've got 5. Balls. Yeah, that doesn't work out. I've got 4. 4 instead of okay, so that misses. The bolt, she misses with the bolt pistol, but we'll try with the sword. Again, we're using the dual wielding thing, so the extra 2 difficulty that she would be getting is being negated. Don't believe I get any modifications to this roll, but that's okay. I only need to get 4 to hit, 5 to hit him, because everything when you're wounded is at an extra thing, which is not great because that's 3, 4. So Yvette is going to miss both attacks, bringing Gaius to his turn. He is going to make an all-out attack against her with his combat knife. That gives him +2 to his attack, but will give him a -2 defense until his next turn. So when she attacks him, it'll be easier for her to hit. Maybe not the best of ideas considering how the combat's going so far, but that's how we're doing it. So here we have our first complication. But it is a probably a successful roll with 9 icons, and one of them being a 6. So that icon we will shift to damage. But it is still a complication. So it doesn't do anything except add a narrative complication. I think combat complications. We do have a table for that. Some of these work, some of these don't. Let's roll and see if we can get something that makes sense. Because it's a D66 roll, so I need to roll 1d6 followed by 1d6. 62 restrained. Okay, so I guess we can say then that he's going to stab her with his big combat knife. And she's going to grab his arm and is going to have him, or lock his arm so that he can't pull it out and is at a disadvantage there. And on his next turn, he's going to have to make DN4 strength to recover. I guess something like that. Somehow she's restraining him, or he's now restrained, but she still gets to attack on her turn. In any case, even though there's so many successes, the only thing that actually matters here is that 6, because that is going to go over to damage. I should have thought about taking a cold shot. That would have been massive. He does have 9 dice to hit there, or he had 11 dice to hit there. Okay, but on damage, we're going to roll just the one, which is 11 damage, which will go through her resilience, giving her, that's all good. So she goes down to 1 point of health, or takes 1 extra wound. At this point, actually, she's going to choose to roll determination. What that does is it allows you to soak your wounds and take them as shock instead, which is more like mental damage. It's a little bit easier to recover. Where is the determination button? Roll determination for Yvette. She makes 2 icons, which means that she can soak up to 2 damage and take that as shock instead. So she will do that, but that won't actually change how anything's working right this second. Now, Gaius has just finished his turn and is restrained. So what does the restrained thing do to us? 0 movement, -2 defense, bringing his defense to essentially to 3 because of how her extra penalties. She's got a penalty because she is wounded, which would bring his defense effectively to 5. And then, -2 for being restrained, which is actually really good. Yvette is going to take a shot at him with the bolt gun. Again, this is +2 difficulty. So this would be 7, but we're getting -2. So this is just going to be at the straight 5. And we actually do manage to hit quite well here. We've got 1 hit on the Wrath die, as well as 2 6s. So 1, a 4, a 5, another 5. So that's 3, 4. Well, that's 5 icons before the 6s, right? 5, 6 icons before the 6s, including the Wrath die. And then 2 exalted icons. So that's going to hit before either of those exalted icons, which means we can shift them into damage. So she is going to... I rolled with the wrong person. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, let's do that again. They have 2 completely different rolls, so I've got to do that again. She is not as good at shooting as he is. He's got 11. He had 11 dice in that because he's got a rating of 10, a ballistic skill plus agility of 10. Her ballistic skill plus agility is only 7. So 8 versus dice. That is unfortunately only going to be 5 icons. So we're still going to hit him. He just isn't going to. That's a pity. In any case, rolling the damage for the bolt pistol, we don't roll anything. Bolt pistols do 10 damage. He has 11 resilience. That's not going anywhere. That is unfortunate. However, she does get to take the second shot with her power sword. This will be at a 3 to hit instead of a 5 because his defense is 4. He's got -2 for being restrained, +1 because she is wounded, essentially -1, so hitting on a 3. Hitting on 3 icons. No, she doesn't get any adjustments to her roll. Oh dear. So she's going to get a complication as well, but she's going to hit. Let's work out the hit first, and then we'll go to the complication. So she needs 3 to hit. She's got a 4, a 5, and a 4. They will hit by themselves. That's 3 successes that she gets to take over to damage dice. A power sword. Hitting with a power sword does 10 damage by itself. So that will just almost go through his resilience. He's got 11 resilience. Actually, no, he doesn't have 11 resilience. Power swords have an AP of 3 or -3. So that's -3 to the resilience, leaving him with a resilience of 8. So this is going to do 10 -8, so 2, plus 4 ED plus 3 bonus dice of damage, and actually be potentially quite devastating. We get 3 icons on our... Why? 7? Oh, yeah, no, because it's 4 plus 3. Yeah, sorry. So we're going to get 3 icons. It's not brutal, luckily for Gaius. So that is going to do 5 damage. 5 damage will get through. His resilience of 8. Okay. So he is now going to choose to roll determination to try and soak some of that damage, because that's quite devastating. And he's going to get way too many. He's got a resilience apparently of 6, or determination, whatever determination is. And yeah, he's got 2 exalted icons on that, actually making that a result of a 7. He's going to soak all of those, I think. Yeah, so that he's got 1 shock left. Now, taking shock at this point would be rather bad for him, as I think that makes him exhausted. and then also he then starts taking wounds. But that's not something we have to worry about right this second. I don't know that she has a way of doing shock damage to him, so it's a bit of a moot point, I think. However, we now need to look at the complication wherever I had the combat complications table. 1d6 and 1d6. So 15. So the D66 is the idea is you roll 2 dice, one for the first digit, one for the second digit, and then that's what you get. I rolled a 1 and a 5, getting a result of 15. Out of ammo. Well, let's roll again. Actually, I'll just step up. Weapon jam. I don't think you can jam a sword, so dropped weapon. I've hit him. It's bounced off his armor. And in this close thing, he's restrained. And the sword just bounces out of her grip, and she's now going to have to pick it up. Okay, so next up, it is the beginning of Gaius's turn. He is he is restrained. He needs to make a DN4 strength test to recover. So what this is the difficulty number for this strength test is 4. He needs 4 successes to no longer be restrained. So his strength, he has a strength rating of 7, which is 4 plus 3 for his powered armor. Which if we roll another complication, but a success. I think that the thing to do here is for him to fall prone as he struggles. So with whatever's happened here, he's come in, he's stabbed her and done quite a bit of he didn't do quite a bit of hurt. Did I forget to take damage? Gaius makes an attack. Yvette makes a determination roll. Icon's rolled 1 for the damage with a combat knife. He was supposed to do... Oh. No, so he's done 11 damage with the combat knife, so she takes 1 wound. So, okay, no, everything's fine. I thought for a second that I'd shortchanged Gaius here, but apparently I haven't. Gaius is okay. Yeah, so he's charged in, slashed at her with the combat knife. This has done some damage, but he's got it stuck in her armor, and he's had to pull it through. She's then used the advantage that's given her to hit him a couple of times, and as he's struggled to get it out, he's managed to get his knife back out. He's no longer restrained, but he's either dropping it or falling over. Let's just roll. Can I roll 1d2? 1. He's dropped it. Apparently, I can roll 1d2. That's cool. So he's dropped his weapon. So he's going to have to pick it up, and that is going to be his turn. So I didn't actually go over it, but what you get in this game, actions, here we go. You can make a move. You get an action and a simple action. Drawing, reloading, looking around is a simple action, but the action that he would have had to take to get out of restraint would have been that. So I'm letting him pick up his weapon as a simple action, but that's it. No more attacks for him this turn. She's in a better place in that she's going to use her simple action to pick up her sword, and take 2 shots again using the multi-attack thing. So she's going to essentially get to just go again on her turn now. Bolt pistol is hitting on 5 plus 2, so 7. We don't have a good shot at it, but, it could still work out. Rolling a pool of 8, we only get 2 icons, so misses again. No worries. I wonder if I should. I'd only get so bolt pistol. I'm just thinking about options. You have different firing options. I could go full auto, but I would have to reload next turn, or before I could use it again. And if I did that, I'd only get 1 extra damage die, 1 extra die to attack. So it's not hugely worth it. So just making a attack again with the power sword. This. Okay, another complication. That's not what we wanted, but it will hit. He has a defense of. Maybe this won't hit. No. 5, 6, 7. So this will hit. This is 5 icons. And that's what I needed. He has a defense of 4. She's wounded, so essentially a defense of 5. 5 was the magic number to hit, so we will hit. However, this time we don't get any extras to damage. So we're only going to roll 2 icons, which means damage 12. But it's AP 3, so his resilience for it is 8, which is 4 damage that he just has to take unless he wants to. He could take a level of exhaustion if he loses all of his shock, I believe. Where is shock? What notes did I take for shock? Determination turns wounds into shock. I didn't actually. I'd have to check it, but I'm pretty sure that if you lose all of your shock, then you take the exhausted keyword. But yeah, so he's going to have to take 4 damage, leaving him on 3 wounds remaining, or he's taking 3 wounds. He's got 3 wounds left that he can take. So it's not looking good for our Space Marine, but he is generally better at all of these things than Yvette. So he's going to. First. Another complication with this sword, 1d6. We're getting. Where did I go with that complication table? Here it is. 45. Weapon stuck. Oh, weapon stuck is a different thing to restrained. Well, whatever. The weapon is stuck in his armor. If she wants to use the power sword again, so she's not restrained, she could let go and move on with her life, losing the power sword, or she has to she has to pull it out of there. That is unfortunate for her, but it's not going to penalize her hugely. So Gaius is going to attack again. He's just going to make a normal attack, this time with his combat knife. At some point, I might have broken this. I made him make an all-out attack, which gave him an extra 2 bonus dice, and I left those bonus dice in there, so that he might have had extra dice to attacks that he shouldn't have had. I've lost track over the rounds. And because of that, I have a feeling that she might have hit him a couple of times. She probably should have hit him a couple of times that she didn't. Anyway, from this point on, we'll get it right. Oh, shit. He needs to make 4 icons to hit her. He does that. And then he has 5 icons to send to damage. So he will do that. Shift those icons into damage. He's going to get 5 4, so that's 3 plus 1 for the extra 6. 4 extra damage, dealing 14 damage. She has a resilience of 10, so she's going to take 4 wounds. She's going to roll determination because she doesn't want to take those. She's got 2 successes on that, so she will take 2 wounds, bringing her to 6, and 2 shock, bringing her to 4 shock. She's now going to the power sword is still the best thing to do because theoretically he could try and grab that power sword if she moved away. I'm sure she's still got hold of it. Yeah, she's going to. Oh, that means I'd missed something there. She's got parry, which increases her defense, but with it stuck in his armor, she wouldn't get the bonus from parry, so that was okay. There is a lot to keep track of in this system as you're going. So, she's going to try and make the strength 3 roll to get her sword back. She has a strength of 5, which is 3 plus 2 for her powered armor. Sororita's power armor isn't as good. Ooh, she fails. That's not good. She's not going to get an attack this turn either. And it would probably be bad. I mean, she could pick up her other pistol and make a run for it, but he's faster than her, so he would just chase her down. He could remove the sword easily and use it against her, which would be bad. I mean, she could then be shooting him with bolt pistols, but that's not what been working out for her. I mean, if she got out of combat with him, it would be okay, but I don't think. Can you? I think it's a full round action. I'm trying to work out how to get out of thing without taking an opportunity attack. So determination, firing into melee, hit unintended target on complication, but I'm not firing into melee. I am in melee and I'm firing at the guy I'm standing right next to. Disarming shot, no. It's not. Sure. Did I leave it out? Fall back. It's a combat action to. Okay, so I'd have to use a full action. I wouldn't get to attack. I wouldn't get to fall back and attack on the same turn. So I wouldn't actually be able to get away from him to make firing pistols at him particularly effective. So my best bet is to get that sword back. I guess that's it for Yvette. Gaius gets his next turn, and he's just going to try and stab her again. It's slowly but surely working out for him. He gets 3 icons. He's wounded, so he would need to get 4. Rightfully, he should need to get 5 because she's got a parry weapon, but that is currently stuck. So that's not going to work out for him. No success for him there. She is going to try and get her sword back again. Oh, okay. That was complications. DN3 strength to recover. She has made it. Yeah. 2 for the 6 plus 1. She gets her sword back and gets ready to go back at him next turn. He's going to take another shot with the combat knife and going to miss her because he's got 4 icons. However, she's got her sword back, her parry weapon back, bringing her effective defense back to 5 because he's wounded. He's not going to hit. And she is going to just get to immediately attack back with the bolt pistol. She's going to roll a complication and not hit. So why was he getting a minus to defense? No, I need 7 to hit. So that just isn't going to work. Yeah, that's just not going to work because her ballistic skill just isn't high enough. I guess it did that one time. It did that one time. We get a complication. Now, hitting an unintended target doesn't make sense because there's only the 2 of them in combat. It doesn't really make sense, so we'll just roll on the combat complications table again. 1d6. 42. Weapon stuck. Weapon stuck in what? I don't know that I like this complications table because I feel like maybe you need one for ranged weapons and one for melee weapons. Maybe the thing I should say is that the weapon jams and we just go with that. It needs a tech int, DN2 tech int to use again. Let's just go with that. Weapon has jammed. But she does still get to take a shot with the power sword. No extra dice to hit. And is going to hit quite handily. So he's got a defense of 5 effectively because she's wounded. And that is what. So she's rolling and hitting him. Not getting anything extra to use for damage. But that's not going to matter. He's going to have to take 11 damage at AP3, bring his resilience to 8. So 3 of those damage are going to go through. Exhausted. Being exhausted is better than dying. So rolling determination. He's going to take that, which was going to put him to 1 health and 0 shock. Yep, so I've just double checked and you are in fact exhausted. Exhausted. Is exhausted not a... It is, but I haven't spelt it right. Okay, so he is exhausted. He can only walk or crawl. Basic actions, no options, or fall back. No determination. Shock is converted to mortal wounds. So, he was only taking basic actions, so it doesn't change very much. But yeah, he is barely hanging on. And it's his turn. So he's going to try. He's prone? No, can only walk across. So he can stand up. He's going to just attack the battle sister again. He's going to hit her. He gets 5 icons, and that is what he needs. So he is going to try and get some damage through her armor. He will get 1 damage through her armor. She's going to roll determination. She's having none of this. She makes it. So she's going to take 1 shock, leaving her still worse for wear, and is going to... It's probably worth saying at this point that he could spend a point of wrath. I think I can spend a point of wrath to restore shock, rank plus tier. So he could get 4 shock back, but I'm just to move the game along, not going to do that. As she is likely to kill him in a second. Now, she had 2 bolt pistols. I didn't specify that she picked it up last turn, so she's going to drop the pistol that she's holding that has just jammed with her free action, pick up the next one with her simple action, the other one with her simple action, and then multi-attack the bastard. Actually, let's just double check. Did I put anything about... Yeah, it doesn't say that I didn't put in that a multi-attack was a full round action. Maybe it was supposed to be. Maybe this was in a... No, this wasn't a list of only full round actions, I don't think. Or maybe I'm getting all this wrong. That's very possible. So, full round power sword. That is going to hit him. She needed 5 to hit him. She's got 5 icons plus an exalted icon. Let's just make sure that's not a 6. It's not a 6. Never is. Unfortunately, we're not seeing a crit in this combat. But what that does mean is that we can shift that icon to damage, and she gets an extra damage dice to roll 5d6. She gets 2 icons. One of them's an exalted icon, so she's got 3 icons. That's 3 damage, 3 extra damage, 13 damage, minus 8 because it's an AP minus 3 weapon. So he's going to take 5 wounds, which brings him to 0 wounds, because I don't think you can drop below 0. And he is now dying. Let's see. Dying. Threats against multiple targets. Now, for NPCs at this point are just dead, I think. And it depends on what level of NPC. Now, at this stage, for most NPCs, they'd be dead. Particularly important NPCs might also be put through the player dying rules. But what happens for players at this point? When you're dying, if you suffer more wounds than your maximum, you are dying. When you're dying, you immediately suffer a memorable injury and fall prone. So Gaius is now prone and is going to suffer a memorable injury. See if I can bring that up. Memorable injury. When you take an amount of damage that would cause you to suffer a wound while dying, you suffer a traumatic injury instead. If you suffer more traumatic injuries than your tier +1, you die. So Gaius can take 4 traumatic injuries because he is a tier 3 character. You may roll determination when you take damage while dying. If you use determination to reduce your damage, you take he can't because he's got 0 shock. If you recover any number of wounds, you are no longer dying. So, actions that you can take while dying: crawl, basic combat action, and fall back. So, he could actually attack me again. This could continue. This slugging fest can continue. He would have to take damage 4 more times. And it's not 4 more wounds, so I can't, get him in one go. It is, he has to take wounds 4 more times. Each time he would take 3 more times because he's going to take a injury first. Let's do the memorable injury for him. Roll 1d6. 3. He gets a focused burn. The shock of the power sword as it slices through him actually burns his flesh. Very, very nice. So that's it. We could do it, continue going. It would be easier for Yvette now. He's prone and she's within 5 meters of him or 6 meters or whatever it is. So shooting him would actually be at a -2 to the difficulty. Stabbing him would also be at a -2 to the difficulty. Everything would be a lot easier for her to hit. So in theory, in 2 more rounds, she could actually end it all. But this is a friendly contest, so Gaius has lost. He's gone off to the side, and Yvette is going to get a chance to rest before fighting Bill. Now, I say gets a chance to rest. What that basically means is she's going to get her shock back because she hasn't spent any wrath. Everyone starts with 2 wrath. Your wrath is restored on a short rest. What is it called? It's called a regroup in this game. Regrouping. Regrouping. No, it doesn't. It doesn't restore your wrath. It just allows you a bit of time. You can use the Medicaid skill to heal a single character during a regroup. Oh, okay. So it's basically like they put in a short rest equivalent because D&D 5e is so popular. Everyone knows what a short rest is, so we'll just give them one. Even though it doesn't actually mean anything, because all you're doing is taking the time to take a Medicaid check or do any other thing that you want to do, as opposed to continue moving on. It's literally not actually a thing. That's pretty funny. In any case, I will use her wrath to restore her shock to 7, but she will go into this fight with the 5 wounds that she already has. 6 wounds remaining, half health. So, rolling the 2 initiatives. 1 for Yvette, 3 versus... So, Bill also gets 3. How about who has the higher initiative value? Oh, Bill has the higher initiative value. So, Bill, let's let you go first. Now, Bill is human, and so is Yvette. And that means that they both have a speed of 6. Neither is faster than the other. So, the guardsman, with his las pistol, he wants to be within 12 of her, because that is the range of the las pistol. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So he's going to move 3 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So she's in 12 and is going to shoot at her. This is a good distance for him as far as he's concerned, because he, being in short range, gets to use the rapid fire setting on the las gun. But otherwise, being in short range, you also get an extra die to attack, which means that he's got 12 dice to hit her, which is good because that is our first crit of the day. So first, let's work out damage. Now, to hit, she has a defensive 3, and she's wounded. He's not wounded, which is good for him. He only needs 3 to hit. He has 3 4s. That's going to hit by itself. So the 3 6s, the 3 exalted icons, he gets to shift over to damage. So he is going to do that, getting 3 extra damage to his roll. Oh, hang on. Is rapid fire extra damage dice. So let's just roll out here. I should have added an extra damage dice. 1d6, 2. It misses. That's fine. But... 2 6s. So that's 4. That's 4 successes, plus 7, which is 11, which is going to exceed her resilience. She's going to roll determination because she doesn't want to take that wound, and that's going to work out for her. She is going to... So she's got a resilience of 10. He's doing 11 damage, so she takes 1 wound, rolls determination, gets 2 icons, 2 successes. So she will take 1 shock instead of 1 wound. However, she's also taking a critical hit. So when you take a critical hit, if your damage is less than the resistance, damage was greater than resistance, she rolled, what's it called? Determination on it. So that's fine. We're not doing glory. Here is where you spend your glory to improve the critical hit effects, but that's not what we're going to do. Now, we could just go +3 damage, but we're not going to do that for a simple critical. We're going to use the critical hit effects table. So we need to roll on that. So it's a D66 again. So roll 1d6, 1d6. 61. Unspeakable carnage. Oh wow, he gets her good. 1d3 plus 3 mortal wounds. This could kill her outright. 1d3 plus 3. Shit. Yep. Now, I think that's it for her. She will take 6 mortal wounds. Now, the reason this is so devastating, mortal wounds, you can't roll determination on them to reduce them. She has 6 wounds remaining after her fight with the Space Marine. She's going to take all of them and go to 0 health. Or full max wounds. The way that way that Wrath and Glory is written, you take wounds until you reach your max wounds. But the way we're representing that in Roll20 is that she's actually losing hit points. So yeah, she goes to max wounds or 0 health or however you want to say it. She is now dying. Yeah, that's it. That was nice and quick. Critical hits are pretty. If you roll high, if I had have rolled low on that, it would have just been extra wounds, and she could have potentially soaked them with shock, but no, that's it, and we are left with Bill being the survivor. So, depending on how long this recording has gone on for, which I think has been quite a while now, that means, in the next episode, I want to do a combat with someone fighting this horde of orcs, just to see how long they last. Or maybe even all three of them. I think all three of them would actually do quite well. But, that is how it goes. So anyway, as well as my series on making the video where I'm wanting to play a couple of solo games, we're going to have a look at Wrath and Glory, kind of because 10th edition's come out and, Warhammer, I'm painting some and all of that. And, I'm going to have a go with this mob to have a look at learning mob rules. Then I found, so I got a Humble Bundle or whatever bundle I got with Wrath and Glory originally. I can't remember what it was or where it was, but I did get rules for Space Hulk for Space Hulk generation. So I'm going to have a look at that, and then I'll try and run, I don't know, a Guardsman thing or a maybe an Inquisitor Acolyte thing, and we'll try and do that, and then I'll probably have a go at Dark Heresy as a comparison to see how they go. But yeah, that's where we're at. So that will be interspersed between the setting videos, which I'm hoping to start putting up once a week. I got a couple just needing a bit of editing now, so that's going to be continuing. If you like what I'm doing, head over to Patreon, link down in the description. Help me out, get a copy of what I'm doing. The maps for the maps and the PDF for the setting will be up there. In any case, thanks for watching and thanks for making it to the end. I think I'm supposed to tell you to hit the like and subscribe button and all of that. And thanks very much. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.